Explain Vedic period, 1500 BCE to 600 BCE. The Vedic period is a historical period in ancient India that lasted from approximately 1500 BCE to 600 BCE. It is named after the Vedas, which are a collection of religious texts that were composed during this time. The period saw the development of early Hinduism and the emergence of a class-based society. During the Vedic period, the Indo-Aryan people migrated to the Indian subcontinent and established settlements in the northern part of the country. They brought with them a new language and religious beliefs, which were recorded in the Vedas. The Vedas are divided into 4 texts: the Rig Veda, the Yajur Veda, the Samaveda, and the Atharva Veda. They contain hymns, prayers, and rituals that were used in religious ceremonies. The Vedic period was characterized by the dominance of a priestly class known as the Brahmins. They were responsible for performing religious ceremonies and maintaining the sacred texts. The other classes included the Kshatriyas, who were warriors and rulers, the Vaishyas, who were merchants and farmers, and the Shudras, who were laborers. The economy of the Vedic period was based on agriculture, with a focus on cattle rearing. Trade and commerce also played a significant role, with the exchange of goods and services taking place through a barter system. Overall, the Vedic period was a formative time in the development of ancient Indian civilization, laying the foundation for later cultural, religious, and social practices that continue to influence modern-day India. What are the major incidents of Vedic period, 1500 BCE to 600 BCE? There were several significant events and developments that took place during the Vedic period, 1500 BCE to 600 BCE, in ancient India. Some of the major incidents of this period include: 1. Arrival of the Indo-Aryan people. The Indo-Aryan people migrated to the Indian subcontinent during the early Vedic period and brought with them a new language and religious beliefs. 2. Composition of the Vedas. The Vedas, a collection of religious texts, were composed during this period. 2. They contain hymns, prayers, and rituals that were used in religious ceremonies. 3. Emergence of early Hinduism. The Vedic period saw the development of early Hinduism, which was based on the Vedas and focused on ritual sacrifice and the worship of deities such as Indra and Agni. 4. Class-based society. The Vedic period saw the emergence of a class-based society, with the Brahmins as the priestly class, the Kshatriyas as the warrior and ruling class, the Vaishyas as the merchant and farming class, and the Shudras as the laboring class. 5. Agricultural economy. The economy of the Vedic period was based on agriculture, with a focus on cattle rearing. 5. Trade and commerce also played a significant role, with the exchange of goods and services taking place through a barter system. 6. Battle of the 10 Kings. This was a legendary battle fought between the Bharats and a confederation of 10 other tribes. 6. It is mentioned in the Rig Veda and is considered a significant event in ancient Indian history. Overall, the Vedic period was a time of significant cultural, religious, and social development in ancient India, and laid the foundation for later periods of Indian history. Important dates of Vedic period, 1500 BCE to 600 BCE. The exact dates of the Vedic period, 1500 BCE to 600 BCE, in ancient India are somewhat uncertain and the subject of ongoing scholarly debate. However, based on various archaeological and textual evidence, some important dates associated with this period include: 1500 BCE, the approximate start of the Vedic period, with the arrival of the Indo-Aryan people to the Indian subcontinent. 1200 BCE, the composition of the Rig Veda, the oldest of the 4 Vedas, is thought to have been completed around this time. 1000 BCE, the composition of the other 3 Vedas, the Yajur Veda, Samaveda, and Atharva Veda, is thought to have been completed by this time. 900 BCE, the emergence of early Hinduism, as evidenced by the development of Vedic rituals and the worship of deities such as Indra and Agni. 800 BCE, the rise of a class-based society, with the Brahmins as the priestly class, the Kshatriyas as the warrior and ruling class, the Vaishyas as the merchant and farming class, and the Shudras as the laboring class. 700 BCE, the Battle of the 10 Kings, a legendary battle mentioned in the Rig Veda. 600 BCE, the approximate end of the Vedic period, with the beginning of the later Vedic period and the development of new religious and philosophical traditions such as Buddhism and Jainism. What are the modes of currency in Vedic period, 1500 BCE to 600 BCE? During the Vedic period in ancient India, 1500 BCE to 600 BCE, there was no standardized form of currency like coins or paper money that we use today. Instead, the economy was based on a barter system, where goods and services were exchanged for other goods and services. However, there were various items that served as a medium of exchange or a unit of value during this period. Some of the common modes of currency in Vedic times were 1. Cowrie shells. Cowrie shells, which were found in the Indian Ocean and used as a form of currency in many parts of the ancient world, were also used in India during the Vedic period. 2. Gold and silver. Precious metals such as gold and silver were used as a medium of exchange, especially in trade with other cultures. 3. Copper. Copper was used to make various tools and implements, and pieces of copper or copper wire were sometimes used as a form of currency. 4. Agricultural produce. Agricultural products such as grains, textiles, and livestock were also used as a mode of exchange, especially in rural areas. It is worth noting that the use of these items as currency was not standardized or regulated, and their value varied depending on the time and place. The barter system remained the primary means of exchange throughout the Vedic period, and standardized coinage did not emerge in India until much later in history. Why did Vedic period, 1500 BCE to 600 BCE, collapse? The Vedic period in ancient India, 1500 BCE to 600 BCE, did not really collapse, in the way that a civilization might decline and fall. Instead, it was a period of gradual transformation, as new religious and philosophical traditions emerged and the social and political landscape of India evolved. Some of the key factors that contributed to the transformation of the Vedic period include 1. Emergence of new religious and philosophical traditions. During the later Vedic period, around 600 BCE, new religious and philosophical movements such as Buddhism and Jainism emerged, challenging the dominance of Vedic and Brahmanical traditions. 2. Changes in political and social structures. The later Vedic period saw the emergence of new political and social structures, with smaller kingdoms and republics replacing the larger Vedic kingdoms and shifting power dynamics. 3. Influence of foreign cultures. The later Vedic period also saw the influence of foreign cultures, such as the Persian and Greek cultures, which contributed to the development of new ideas and technologies. 4. Shifts in economic patterns. The later Vedic period saw a shift from an agrarian economy to a more trade and commerce-based economy, with urbanization and the growth of cities. Overall, the Vedic period did not collapse so much as it transformed and evolved over time, paving the way for new religious, philosophical, and political developments that would shape the course of Indian history for centuries to come. For more videos, stay tuned with us.